Wasting time. Wasting time.
Because obviously Dickstacy got replaced pretty much straight after this event. I know that his form sort of dipped a little bit towards the end of things when he was in that Renegades roster as well. So was there a conversation with Dickstacy prior to or at this event where you guys were like, listen, man, you're probably getting replaced? Or did that
I
come after?
remember, I think before this comp, I think maybe after the major, I told him, I messaged him long like, you have to improve in these areas and you have to try and do this and stuff like that, or whatever's going to happen. And then when we coming to this event, everything just kind of felt a bit off with him. Just he wasn't putting as much effort or just wasn't having the same attitude he had earlier on in the year. So those kind of things just like formed a discussion with the team, and we were like, we can't keep him. Like, just performance isn't good enough. There's no reason to keep him because we're not. We already have a brand, right? We don't need to develop anything, and like getting likes isn't important. Actually, winning is the key thing, and that's where we came to the conclusion that we should try and like replace him.
So was there a situation previously when you were Greyhound that he was kept on the roster because of the branding?
I think so, but I think a lot of the time the timing wasn't good to replace him because it was just tournament after tournament, and I think this was like the last tournament before the massive break.
Mhm.
So it is like this is the best period that we can actually do this, and we just did it then, pretty much.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense, right? Because that was the end of 2019, and you had all the way into 2020 over that sort of Christmas holiday to integrate hats into the roster. So it's kind of, I guess, a case of finding the right place at the right time. So you add hats into the roster. Does the team culture kind of start to change now from what it used to be? Because when I look at Greyhound now, I look at Greyhound when you sort of first joined and when, you know, the roster was starting to come together, it's obviously a very different team, right? You were the team of mates. You had Urkas, you had Grat, you had yourself, and you had Malta, and, you know, everything seemed to be going pretty well. Sicko comes in, you're like the boys. But now there's all this sort of big sort of roster change coming through. It's like very much more order even than Greyhound. If you go back and look in the history of ANZCS, now the current Greyhound roster has more order players on it than the initial Greyhound roster. So is the team culture kind of still the same? Like you've kind of still cultivated that same sort of mateship, or have things changed a little bit now?
I think it's a lot better than during that period when it was just well, after we lost Irk. I don't know, there's just like three weird periods in terms of team culture that I know. It's like the first one was when I first joined, and that was probably one of the better ones where um, everyone was just like had this mutual respect and like good. I don't know, just everything just felt really good, and with especially with Grat and Irk and all that kind of stuff, felt like a family, if anything. But then I think after Irk left, there came this other like mentality where like everything became almost a joke,
Mhm.
and I guess it's totally fine. Like, but in terms of my personality, it doesn't really suit me. So it's because there was just a lot of just really like boys jokes kind of things going on. So during that, I felt like I would have been, oh, I was like kind of out of that team culture almost because it's just like I didn't really find dick jokes. I didn't find fucking all that kind of stuff really funny or anything like that. So I was just like, well, whatever, just let it run and whatnot. But then after we got Jordan in, I felt like that mentality has come back again. Not the last one, the like the family mentality, like this is the team kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it's more like everyone's doing, I guess, intelligent jokes and whatnot. So it feels like it's good team culture again. So yeah.
Wasting time. Wasting time.